Here we are at Wailoa State Park, the Wailoa Unity Summit, night after the blue moon. There's the flag. Well prepared, it's about 10 o'clock. Gonna get started. Just a few people here for the first round. That's what it looks like in here. I'm just gonna say a few words in about 5 minutes, he said. Only a couple people here for the morning session. Brother Chad's truck.
That's a game you can play with the wind. That's a game you can play with the wind. And see if you can keep up with the wind. Because it's going to keep knocking it out.
It's the main highway and by the river.
Realizing that I'm trying to reunite the family that are attached to these names. These names all appeared in this probate that I received while contesting Kauikeaoli in regards to the plantation at Honoapo, the land known as Hi'ona'a at Honoapo. What I realized, why does my tutu have all these 7 names? He was born, this year makes 200 years ago. It's like for 200 years, my family has no name and has 7 names at least. The 7 names, all these stars that they put on the table that I had listed. I believe we are all one family. What the probate does, it preserves your heirship as a family. When we went to the Honoapo land case, what was really amazing to me and my cousin William Komo'o was the court said it was 2.3 acres at Honoapo. When we went to court, we pulled out the tax key number off the land and it came out to over 1.8 million acres. I questioned Ricky Meamanu as to the description and the size of the land, and she said, oh, maybe that's the excess value, but I told her, Your Honor, it clearly says acres. And also, if you look at the land at Hiona'a, in the white man's indices or their mahele, they have it on the LLC 8559B, which was granted to W.C. Lunalilo. And everybody knows that's a lot of land. I'm not looking too much about the land or money or anything like that. All I'm trying to let everybody know that their airship is reserved through stars in the Kuhelani constellation, which I found on the Kauikeaoli Makali'i, and that all these families involved are all one family. What Tutu did was he shielded the family by using all these multiple names so that I could later define the heirs. All these families are all heirs. Nobody's better than anybody else. We're all equal. We're all one under Akua. Some of the things that disgust me today is like the state had detached themselves from God, and I believe that is terrible because everything in Hawaii, your names, the names of land, everything in Hawaii is related to God. You cannot get around Akua. And right now they're saying that you cannot talk God in church, in school, cannot talk God at work, and it's terrible because I see them like hypocrites, I say. Every time they say aloha, to me it doesn't mean hello, goodbye, how are you, and all that. If you just look at the word, it says aloha. Lo means Christ. Ha is his breath. It's what came out of Christ, is aloha. Unconditional love. He gave up himself, so that we could receive everlasting life. All of our words has been twisted, bent. Even the word kupuna. I look all around from small boy trying to find kupunas, like my grandpa and grandma. Hard to find. I find most of them that self-proclaim themselves as kupuna. So some aunties I tell them, auntie, kupuna and elemakule is two different things. The kupuna is a wise man of the village, right? In order for you to make yourself kupuna, the family gotta choose you as the gifted one in our community. It's not because you old and you're willing to take the position, If I say, how many kupunas here, everybody will raise their hand. But it's not a kupuna. We've been greatly misunderstood, and I say misrepresented, especially. In order for this family to represent themselves, they have to come together as one and realize you're not fighting for land. Look at the land. Land is Aina, right? That's what came out of E, protected by Na, the priest. All our words, Puna. Puna is the heart of Na. Kona is the heads of Na. Ka'u means mine, right? Ka'u, Na'u, all means mine. Everything is being related back to God. And I look at my family as already all registered owners to the Aina, to the tree of Akua. Just look at your name. It sits among the branches of God and Akua. When our whole language is based the same way, A, E, I, O, U, Ma, Me, Ni, Muku, Ka, Ke, Ki, Ko, Ku, is all derivatives of our ohana, going back to God. When you look at the Inoa, Kauikeaoli, my little blue vault of heaven. Where is the little blue vault of heaven? The blue star that sits above Kuhelani constellation, the star Kani. The stories about Makali'i, Kuhelani, all the chants, songs that we play, is all protecting our identity to Akua. If you read that, you know, like that song, when I first read the probate, first song came to my head was Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Stars. Because here I was looking at names in the probate that was related to stars in the Kauikeaoli. So I started singing it. And how we sing them in Puna was Ahivela, Maine Loko, Ikahana, ke aloha. You know what I mean? The light shines bright in Kahana. You know what I mean? It's just one of the many names Tutu used. In plenty of the songs you look and read, Tutu also used the name Huaka. Where is Huaka? Now I'm looking at Kuhelani constellation, stands up in heaven. Right? I open up the old chant book of the chant, birth chant of Kauikeaoli. And in the first line it says, Hanau Huakalani. Huaka is short for Huakalani. This family is so gifted with mana, you know what I mean, with love from our grandmas, grandpas. Earlier I thought that I was going to put up a whole bunch of, you know, I did this, I went to court here. All of us were trained by our grandmas and grandpas. We all know about our core. Yet at times we still go astray. And we look at others in the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like I told Dad this morning, if one guy walked in here with a white shirt, tie, and Bible, and our brother was over there sitting on a cooler drinking beer and smoking a joint. Who is more holy? How do you judge people? Look at the word makali'i. You gotta make your eye real small to understand what I'm talking about. You gotta think real hard and look real hard. But as long as you makaoya what I'm talking about, and you find yourself in God's tree, then maybe we can all behave properly and represent our kua, which is our job, our kuyana. Not about who's staying caught over here, you know the land down there. Hey, don't worry about the land down there. When you read my probate, it says one piece land. Hawaii is undivided. The white man got you to go look at royal patents, you know what I mean, mounting to the sea. Hey, you two doing nothing. Go be like Grandma said, it belonged to Akua. The king gave them a loyal, free simple grant to take care of the island. But when they die, they got to give back to the owner. You know, owner redistribute the island over and over again. It was forevermore. Forevermore, the land is for family use. It's our responsibility to manage these lands. And right now, everybody else is managing them. They get the military up there, putting the army on your land. You know what I mean? You get biodiesel, all these big corporations utilizing the land because this family is divided. We get cousins go call, I represent Keawe. But did all of Keawe give you permission to represent Keawe? You just one of many. You know what I mean? Kana's fighting Hinky Kias. I see all that from when I was a small boy. For what? That's what the white man like you do. I believe in Akua, and only Akua will need us here. And we gotta move as one family, not as individuals. I know plenty of you out there have been doing individual things in your lifetime, trying to support your family and do what you believe is right. I'm not telling you to stop what you're doing. Keep doing it. Whatever works, works, right? But remember where you came from and who you are. God. How many people have died just to protect my family's Inoa? Waiting on the people you know that held in the battle of Kuamo. How many people have died believing they were dying to save their God? Worldwide. It's not uncommon. But this is my sole purpose of gathering my family. They're going to trickle in all throughout the day. That's why I didn't really plan to give any, super thing. I hope by 5 o'clock, because most people work on Wednesdays, and I was hoping that by 5 o'clock, the family can somehow come to some kind of agreement, which is, first, you are a child of God. You are a descendant of Kauikeaoli. You're being protected by Zinoa and all these Zinoas he used. And that you believe in your family. Na ohana. Once we get past that, then the family as a group can decide what they want to do. Like I said, it's a family thing. Any questions anybody like to ask me? Like I said, I just kind of left everything kind of open. If you want to sit down and speak to me personally, I'll be around, and everybody can talk story with one another, and hopefully more people come as time goes on. Mahalo, thank you. Any questions? Oh! Yeah. That's what they try to tell us, white man terms. Yeah. Well, even our dictionary, Mary Pukui, is for white man. Yeah. Yeah. They gave a loyal title grants. In that time. Anybody else? Anybody want to say something to add on to their family or whatever? Come talk. Come talk.
Hi, aloha.
Years in Kona. I have heard much of our Kanaka and our Aina o Hawaii, and I am very thankful to meet Uncle Albert. Reading in some of the documents that I received, what he's saying is, Maikai, we all belong to Keakua. I made my first trip to Jerusalem. And when we got there, we were stopped because of the war that was going on. And we're not permitted to leave the airport. So we waited over 2 hours. I walked out the bus door, hang on the handle, and yelled to everyone, Aloha! The governor came out and he said, where are you from? I said, I'm from Hawaii. Security, get on that bus, take them to the hotel. And that's how we stayed in Jerusalem. And as we got up to Mount Zion, I told everyone on the bus, where Kanaka. He said, oh, what for? I said, because we are on holy ground, and this is our homeland. will all come from Jerusalem. The next day we made a trip to Bethlehem. And because I had security, we didn't need to go through the pedicure of showing our passport. Our bus went directly to Bethlehem. When we came out, we had to wait for the other two buses. So we had the chance to go in and do some shopping. I got into the shop and I was looking around because they had a lot of souvenirs. And then I heard a voice in the back of me, "What are you doing here?" I looked around and it seems like I was the only one there, and this man. So I told him, "I'm here to find my ohana." And he said, "Oh, what ohana?" Now here's a Hebrew, and it's a Beni Amina in Hawaiian Benjamin family. And he cried. And he said, Baby Amina left Jerusalem way early in the first war that they had on the ship. And they never saw baby Ben. I said, "You're looking at him." You know, it's so wonderful for us to know and realize what Albert is trying to say. We need to come and find ourselves. Oh, Wailoa, who are you? Are we state of Hawaii? Are we with those who are saying that they are the kingdom of Hawaii, who has authority over us? No, we are child or children of God. Many people come to me and said, "Oh, by the way, I am a kahu for the Kalawina Church in Kona." They come to me and they said, "Oh, Anakala, tell me why Jesus came." I said, "Oh, you didn't know? Where are you living?" He said, "Oh, I stay in Honolulu." So I said, "You know, because someone told you that. That's why you were claiming you live in Honolulu." I said, "But I live in God's kingdom." You see, Jesus came into the world not for the Christianity. He came to bring the word of the kingdom of God. And the kingdom of God lies within each and every one of us. We belong only to one kingdom, and that is Keakua. And this is why I was very interested when I got the email last night. I called Uncle. I wanted to know where, because I wasn't familiar with your park over here, and he told me where. There was something in me that made me feel that Uncle was pono. And Uncle had been doing ho'oponopono for the longest time, but no one holoi. Now he is trying to dismiss the ho'opono and to make it pono. You are the one to make it pono for Uncle, for all of us, for all of our ohana. The ho'oponopono is power. Now it's the pono. Po mai ka ikaha kana au. And this is what we need to do. I told Uncle earlier that I will stand with him, I will walk with him, because I know he's walking with my Father, which is in heaven. And everywhere I go, I ask Keakua to come and help me, to make me to understand what really is happening to our poe aloha o ka aina o Hawaii. So today, I'm very thankful to be a part of you and to be here. The other thing that I need to correct Uncle when he said Alode. It's Alodayo. You are the lawful owner. Not fee simple. It's a olelo kahaole. The olelo of our Kanaka. You are the lawful owner of the aina. And this is why it is written Alodayo ka aina teala. Whatever it may be. I went to court on that and I told the judge and the attorney general, the land is Alodio or Alodayo. He said, oh yeah, I know, it's just a simple, fish simple. I said, okay. The haole, when Mahaoi over here is fish simple. But we, the Kanaka, are the lawful owners until we mourn. It goes through the generations of our people. You are the lawful owners of Hawaii. Ade oi makau is what Keokua said. That he will be with you always. Mahalo. She's the one that came to my holly and told me about Uncle. So, my.
I just wanted to ask you about what you had told me about your father and Miriam and the property of Kauikeaoli and how that interest could come about being at Ho'olapa and Oahu in the land of 559E of Honolulu.
As far as I understand about the aina of Lunalilo, see, Lunalilo's mother was Miriam Kikauloohi, and she was also a wife of Kamehameha Ekahi, Kamehameha Ekua, Kamehameha Ekolu. And when she went to Kamehameha III, Kamehameha said, Ole, I have my own that I sleep with. You shall remain to be my mother. And she did. She became the Kohinanui, Ekolu, Kahi'ilua Ekolu, the third. So before she passed, well, after Kamehameha I died, she claimed to have the title and ownership of all of Kamehameha's aina, the land. And before she died, she transferred over to Lunalilo. But before she did that, Kamehameha and Miriam Kikauloohi, while she was still a young girl, had a mahoi. They had twins. The first name is Kikaula Wahine, and then Kikaula Kami. If we're talking about the Kikaula land over in Ka'u, it's the same Kikaula. The children, the sacred children of Kamehameha Ekahi. Because she was very young and didn't know how to raise the children, Kamehameha I took the children and hid the children in Kohala. The people who took care of the children were I forgot the name right now because my mind just went blank. And they reared these two children. So when Kamehameha I died, she went to Honolulu to ask for the aina of Kamehameha. And she realized that they were caretakers of the aina of Kamehameha Ekahi. The name is Palau Olelo in Kohala. That's the family that took care of these two kamali'i. And when she got to Honolulu, they told her that the only land that is recognized under Kamehameha Ikahi is Kalea Waikiki, 8 acre. So she went to claim the 8 acre, and that's all she had. It is known as Fort Land 100. The other land, like Fort DeRusse or all the other fort land, was taken. But this Tutu Kekeula was very humble, a very humble woman. She said, "Mahopi wa mapopoi." She's saying, later in the years, things will be okay. It'll be made right. Well, her first marriage was Kamaunu. They had a child named Kalua. And then she married Nu'uanu. The line of Keawe comes from Nu'uanu. And then Ku, some people call him Kua Nu'uanu, but Aole. It's Ku a Nu'uanu. Ku from Nu'uanu. And then all the Keawe line came under there. My tutu man, my grandfather's name Nu'uanu Keanaina. My father is Nu'uanu Keanaina also. But we came out, well, anyway, our first tutu Keanaina was named Keanaina. And then the Keanaina line came out because of the probate, and whoever wrote it in court changed the name. But we'll stay here, like Uncle Albert was saying, the koko is the important thing, not the inoa. The blood is more important than your name. And if you have the koko, ho'opili pukako, you belong as one. But anyway, is there anything else you want me?
And how the land, the interest of the land is put under when we try to figure out the names of the probate, Kauikeaoli was called first. Is that right? What was the sequence of the name? It was all under the probate of Naukana was under Wailoa. And so who was Wailoa?
Well, we have Olapakani and Olapawahine. Olapawahine is with the two ladies, same like Uncle Albert. But anyway, Uncle Albert is right in whatever he is saying, that we need to hold on. Not only open this PPL over here, but the Pu'uwai, our heart must be one. Mahalo. Anyone else want to share?
Hi, aloha. My name is Shelley. They call me Maka'alinakoa. I'm the Hanai daughter of Arthur Mahi. I'm from the Ha'i family. My father, and I'm part Choctaw Indian from my great-grandmother. I'm real happy about today that the families are coming together and remembering who they are, because once they remember who they are, then they can have access and remember to the land, to these royal patents. But see, what Albert and Kumo'o, what we had found was that all these numbers, some of them didn't match up, and we started seeing a sequence, a pattern, with land commission awards and different, parcels out in, especially out in Kau. So it turns out that when the sugarcane companies, they wanted to come in and and buy the land, but Kamehameha III didn't want that. He wanted a lease only. So they came into Kau, they leased a little parcel of land, and then they took all the Hawaiians off and basically put them in like a little saloon town. But that area of Honuapo has 5 land commission awards there. So the sugarcane company, even though they did not have title, they came in and acted like they had title. And then eventually those parcels got handed over with counterfeit warranty deeds. And so all of these parcels have been passed to other people, unbeknownst to them that they are still good title under HRS 172-11. But what we had found was that there was a reason why Kamehameha III had to do what he did. He had to make a plan. And I will say I'm also an American, and obviously I'm part white, or Caucasian I should say. But as an American, I want to tell you that you were wronged, the apology bill. You have every right to claim your nation and your land. And I also wanted to say that before I came here, there was a circular rainbow prophecy about the Hawaiians getting their land back that was told to me by the Hopis and the Navajos in Nashville, Tennessee. So what they had said was that the children of Mu had gone out like the colors of the rainbow, and that they would return someday to help the Hawaiians get their land and their nation, excuse me, their land and their nation back. And unfortunately, because of what had happened to the Hawaiians, they wouldn't recognize the children of Mu because they had different colored skin, hair, and eyes. And there might be spitting and despising upon them because of what had happened to the Hawaiians. But because of unconditional love for them and God's creation, they would help them anyway. And then with the help of the star people, that the language of the king would be heard, and that the feathers would stand up. And that when 3 hammers of the law came down, the circular rainbow would start to flow, and the purifier would come, and the Hawaiians' land would be returned. Now I found it very interesting that everything the Indians said in this prophecy was coming true, because once we started looking into Hamakua lands and different lands, the Hulu Manu contacted us, and that means the standing feathers of Kamehameha III. They were so close to Kamehameha, they were like feathers on a bird. And it turns out that a lot of things were going on with the land, that he had to come up with this, this plan, and this probate is all covered over with layers of kauna. And it's not in the Supreme Court probates, it's in the lower probate. And as you unfold the kauna of it, you can see the names and how it all fits into this circular rainbow prophecy. And I'm supporting Albert Ha because I have found from different sources that what he's saying is true. Now this land in particular, from in Kau, it's known as the Suzerain Trust, but it's also under Hekekia and Ka'aua. So it goes from the stone wall to the right of Punalu'u to the stone wall to the right of Honuapo. So all of those lands, in a deed that I had seen, well, a document I should say, 1850 lease. And then Albert can correct me on this, but the case brings out that a title guarantee ended up signing a dead man's signature where there was no signature. He'd been dead by about 2 years, so there's no way that he could have come out and signed for this property. But unfortunately in the courts, the Hawaiians don't follow the law in the courts. And we end up finding that they don't even follow their own laws in the court. And so it's come to my mind that I'm not sure that it can go on this way with state and county. It cannot, because they refuse to follow the law. And so it's been told to me, you know, the issue of services, things like that, keep everything non-chaotic. and there's 2,000 jobs, I guess, at stake with the county. But the problem is that they're taking jurisdictional issues and they're causing the police actually to go in and remove native tenants from their properties. They're taking land away. And we found that they have committed a premeditated federal criminal civil rights statutes violation upon Hawaiians. So I guess I could go into a lot of detail about a lot of different things, but one of the main points I'm trying to make is that the law is on the Hawaiian side. And the titles, the allodial titles, have been here all this time. And even though they have been alienated from their land, they cannot be caused permanent prejudice from their national lands. And so the probate in itself turned out to be a keystone property. And it actually covered all the interests. See, under the probate of Naukana, Naukana was chosen by Kamebe I to go protect the interest of the people and the land. And so there was this complex they called the land of Kupua. That's what the map showed before the highway went through. And there was a Keawe complex. And so there was this road called Alaiki that went down to the port. And from there, Naukana would go out to British Columbia and he'd go to New Zealand. And so there's like this whole government complex. Basically, it was before the palace, before Maui, before Liho Liho and Kona, was Hilea and the Kalalaiki area. And that was all the land of Hekekia and Ka'aua. So now it turns out that this keystone property of Ho'olapa leads into the private property of Kamehameha III, which he put everything, of course, under God. But the books show that he refused to put it into government property or crown property, that it was put under allodial. And so now it's become commingled into all the what so-called ceded lands. And then the government ahupua'as, I got a phone call from a DLNR title abstractor, and he said, oh, so you figured out how they're siphoning off all the Hawaiians' so-called ceded lands. And I said, so what are you trying to say? So he says, well, that these are government ahupua'as, which are not supposed to be selling the land in, but under the raw patents, they're going in, having these counterfeit warranty deeds, siphon them off into real estate. And so that's been happening all over. But see, if you look at the HRS 172-11, it shows that the rights of the heirs inure even if the land is alienated. So no matter what, there is undivided interest. The only thing I don't know, I have to figure out, maybe, Norman, you could answer this, I'm not sure, on the Kuleana issue, under undivided interest of having a quarter acre per person. That's not just like one person in the family, that would be everybody in the family can go in to the raw patent or land commission Kuleana board and go in and have a quarter acre. Is that right? Okay, yeah, that's the way I thought it was written. So say out in, I did bring some maps with me, if anyone wants. In particular, has about like 3 or 4 ahupua'as, and so has all these raw patents and land commission awards inside. And then if you need to, you can go in and do even search over at the UH library, and you can connect yourself back up to the land. Now I will tell you, before my voice gives out, under broker insurance, errors and omissions is what you're really looking at, and you're looking at the orange complaint form, the real estate complaint form from Consumer Protection Agency, because they don't like people going around selling stolen property. And so the basically the contract number that you would put in there is your policy number. And then under transference of stolen property, the broker insurance would cover the innocent purchaser's costs, and then they would return the property back to you. But I just want to say congratulations to the Hawaiians, and also that anybody that can claim this probate, there is, mean, it's a political side of it, but there is under that vacancy of the throne, because in Department of Education, they have told all the children here, I have the textbooks saying that Kamehameha III had no children, there are no more royal heirs, therefore the state of Hawaii basically has to represent them. I found out that that's absolutely not true. There were children of Kamehameha III. And on the mainland, Department of Education, we were totally censored. My name is Stevens, and I didn't hear a thing about the overthrow. And I didn't bring my little stage prop up, but I was thinking 1893, that sounds like a really familiar date. Why does it sound so familiar, but I don't recall anything like the overthrow. Turns out that 1893, it's like since 1893 is on the package of cream of wheat. And that's where most Americans associate 1893 is with cream of wheat, not the overthrow. So obviously, there's a problem. And like I said, as an American, I encourage the families to come together, and that under international law, belligerent occupants, you basically now would have 2 years under an interim period. And then a person of standing from the royal families would have to send a telegram, not a letter, not a phone call. It has to be a telegram, if you need it, requesting help from the Security Council. I'm not sure exactly of the flag situation, but if you come together and make a decision, then you can make notice, and they will help you with the flag, Flag Day, handing over of documents and all of that, and it's a 2-year interim period. And so basically, we're looking at Kamehameha III's statute book, which they thought was destroyed. It was found at Harvard Law Library, and Kuamo'o sent it over. And inside the book, it has all these vacancies for the Kingdom of Hawaii. So police, sheriffs, people who tend the ocean, how the judicial is run, legislature, has all of that. All the forms are inside of that book, like the port master forms, everything's in there. So it's actually a matter of, over the next 2 years, filling the vacancies. But first, before anything, the families have to come together, and no matter how many sovereignty groups there are, they're still all ohana, so I'm hoping that won't, be so hard, and I love you all. Thank you. Aloha.
See some of my ohana over here, even though maybe we don't know each other. Like Uncle Albert said, we're all related. Anyway, my name is Walter Aipolani. I'm a Kanaka. My grandfather is Kanaka, and his brother is Uncle. His brother is Uncle. Anyway, like I said, it's all good, and we gotta get educated. Uncle said, "Hey, where you guitar?" I said, "Well, Uncle, it's now. I don't think this time for music. Maybe this is the time to be educated, get educated, eh?" But anyway, I just like to sing one song. O oi iyo, he makualangi. O oi iyo, ka ai ula o iyo e kuola mea hana ina mea apau he kuhaku kamauna ki e o iyo o iyo he makualani o iyo ka Wailoa o iyo e kuola mea hana ina mea apau he kuhaku ka mauna ki e o iyo he kuhaku ka mauna ki e o iyo Born Hawaiian, live Hawaiian, go and die Hawaiian. It's somewhere, but yeah, we all know each other.
Loa ke kua, loa wana. This is about Kukiman Day. I'm going to read them. The unrepresented nation and the people of organization. Aloha mai wana. Kalaui Hawaii Independence Day. In the Kingdom of Hawaii, November 28 was the official holiday called Kala Koa, or Independence Day. This was the day in 1843 when England and France formally recognized Hawaii independent in the Kingdom of Hawaii. November 28 was an official holiday called Kala Koa, or the Independence Day. This was the day in 1843 when England and France formally recognized Hawaii representative. The bank that comes over here, the first bank of Hawaii is controlled by France as the bank. That the first one that came to Hawaii. I'm going to read some more from this. Faced with the problem of the foreign enroachment of Hawaii territory, His Hawaiian Majesty King Kamehameha III deemed it prudent and necessary to dispatch a Hawaiian delegation to the United States and then to Europe with the power to settle alleged difficulties with nations, negotiation treaties, and to ultimately secure the recognition of the Hawaiian independence by the majority powers of the world. In accordance with the view, Timoteo Ha'aniu and William Richards and Sir George Simpson were the commissioners as joint ministers, preparatory on April 8, 1842. Sir George Simpson shortly thereafter left England via Alaska and Siberia, while Mr. Ha'aniu and Mr. Richards departed for the United States and via Mexico on July 8, 1842. The Hawaiian delegation, while the United States of America secured the assurance of the U.S. President Tyler on December 19, 1842 of his recognition of Hawaii independence and the process to meet Sir George Simpson in Europe and secure formal recognition by the Great Britain and France on March 17, 1843, King Louis Philippe of France when recognized Hawaii independence as the urgent of King Leopold of Belgium, and on April 1, 1843, Lord Aberdeen, on behalf of Her Britain Majesty Queen Victoria, assured the Hawaiian independence. Okay. What I'm trying to say, this is the power, this is us, this land was always us. His Majesty Governor was willing and determined to recognize the independence of the Sandwich Island under the present sovereign. On November 28, 1843, the Court of London and Britain and French government entered into a formal agreement of recognition of the Hawaiian independence with what we call the Anglo-Franco Proclamation. Her Majesty the Queen of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland and His Majesty the King of France, taking into consideration the existence in the Sandwich Islands, Hawaii Islands of the government capable of providing for its regulatory of its relation with foreign nations, have got it right to engage to concede the Sandwich Island as an independent state and never to take possession, neither directly or order under the title of protector. or under any other form of any part of territory which they are compound. November 28 was thereafter established as the official holiday to celebrate recognition of the Hawaiian independence. As a result, the recognition of Hawaiian Kingdom entered into treaties with major nations in the world and established over 90 legislation and consolidated in multiplied seaports and cities. But in 1893, illegal intervention, this is what took place all over here. I got one red book over here they call Kalaui. It's to do with the land. The land belong to the Kanaka. I'm going back Friday, back to Kawa. My tutu man is Kauikeaoli. My name is Abel. My grandfather is Ikiole. Ikiole was the one that would build the roads in Hawaii, in Oahu. His tutu man is Kauikeaoli, the one over here. And Marijuana, they're the Keawe. My father, they will make us get our name wrong. They put our name first. Our name is not Louis, our name is Kekamanu. That's my father. My father is Mikiele Kekamanu. He's a Makikau. I'm a Makikau line. I'm also on my mama's side. My mama is Simeona Wailoa, one of 21 children. I'm one of 10 children with my mom. My mom and all my aunties all passed away. The Simeona all down here is all my family. Yeah. And even the Napiai, all these kind of people, the Kilikalio, the Paos, the Bowmen, the Hasis, all these kind. A lot of them I don't know, because my father and them, they don't talk about the family. Yeah. But anyway, I just like to share something about me a little bit. I stayed on the land 20-something years. They removed me from the land October the 25th from Kawa. Me and the family. Anyway, coming up pretty soon make 1 year. But the other day we were in charge of the mayor paper underneath the solvent. So I'm going to go back Friday. So thank you. Aloha.
Give us this day our daily bread. Of course, been giving us our daily bread, but what we do with them? We sell them. We exploit God's gifts. All the things that grow out of the ocean, of the Aina, is supposed to be to malama each other and share. I told my son that, he told me, oh daddy, gonna be like the Indians, we borrowing, yeah? I said, no. Asawa is no borrower. When I throw my net, catch plenty fish. I was thankful to God. I gave it to the people who need fish. I never want nothing back from them. I gave it away because God gave me all. I never catch the fish. I never know what was going to and put the hook in the water. It's all gifts of Akua. We are not managing God's gifts properly. You, each other, is all God's gifts. What you did for each other lately? Nothing. Smile, walk by. We forgot our kuleana and our responsibility. It is to God and to each other. All this land, Pilikia, or Kingdom of Hawaii, government, all that, nothing there. Kingdom of Akua, God's kingdom. That's all I trust, and that's all I believe in. Nobody owns land. It's for all. That's my tutu's law. Some people say, I hate the state of Hawaii, but me, I still stand up for the state. For the one reason. They're running with my tutu's Kanawai. No more nothing wrong. I mean, I lived a great life, all of you. But everybody have a tendency of looking at the pilau and the bad things. I learned something when I read the chant of Kauikeaoli, his birth chant. It speaks about everything above and everything below. If you understand that, if the guy is pilau, he's still feeling coco to you. You don't beat him up, lock him up, throw him in jail. You take him home, help change him, lead him back to the path of Akua. I don't believe in jail. I don't believe in police. My family is the police. What your baka see, right and wrong, you tell a guy, you don't do that. That's not nice. You know what I mean? We don't need police to come with a good gun on your head and scold you. We're supposed to take care of one another. Kelvin, no, me before, hey, you my cousin, you do something wrong, I'll give you double leaking. Then the because you're supposed to know. We forgot what means our Puliana to a core. In all kinds of ways, we forgot our Puliana to a core. But I thank everybody for coming. I don't know how much people want to know about the probate and all this. I mean, we're not going to college for learning. You know what I mean? I'd rather be simple me. Huh? You don't believe? Come make a lawyer out of me if you can. I've been doing this almost 7 years, going around telling people who I am, who I'm representing, and if I'm doing something wrong, scold me to make a lawyer. So far, I only get good comments. Today I get calls from Kona saying, boy, I believe everything. Then I get nephews bring pala pala. Tell me who I know. I see all of you. I know who you are. I know who I am. If not, I wouldn't take the time to sit here and tell you my mana. I'd rather go to the beer, play music, something, you know what I mean? But I realize my duty to my family. So I give up my life for my family. Not the one I stay with, just because, no. What I do for all. And it's not just these things alone. The scary part about this probate is the Z in there. One entity came today, get the name of that star over there with the Z, Hezekiah. But then, Hezekiah, well, I said, my duty using all his names. But they figure, hey, somebody spelled the name wrong. But in the probate, written in 1876, to put the Z. And I believe that's to connect me back to Israel. So when a guy start telling, hey, Howley, Howley did that, you forget who was Lono? Oh, wait, Kalamai. Even that word Hawaiian to me is no good. That's labeling me that I come from the land. I don't come out the land. When I told my grandma, where I came from? She said, boy, outside, look up in the sky. See the stars up there. That's where you come from. Wow, grandma, you here, man? Yeah. That's how grandma likes to tell you. But when you look at it, we all come from Akua. All of us. Cut it out. My family is behaving the same way all the churches behave. I mean, get the Protestants, Mormons, Catholics. I mean, was always one. But for some reason, they felt that, hey, I can do better than him. I mean, I can do better than him. And they start making all their own. And then everybody start believing that's all supposed to be. Oh, come on. People tell me, God, you should write a book. I said, write a book? You saw the Bible. They tell me came up for 10 commandments on stone. When I went to St. Joe's School, the priest was walking on a big fat book like that. I said, Father, you see that big fat book? My grandma said, question? Or was that a wave? Bless you too. Bless you too. Okay, and if you want to talk to me, you can come up to me anytime, any place. I will just continue telling the truth. Today wasn't really scheduled and planned, real kind. It was on fast. But I have never spoken like this in the past in an attempt to represent the family. I have a family. And then I have no. So, thank you, Mom Kelfua, for everyone. Thank you.
My name is Shelley. I'm from the Ka'i family. I ended up coming to Hawaii, learning about a circular rainbow prophecy from the Indians and the Hawaiians getting their land back. So when I met Albert and learned about this probate, at first it was very confusing the way the probate was written, because it's star names and it's almost like moving across the sky like a star constellation. And it goes into all this huna and different things, hidden meanings. But if you really look at it, at the basis of it, these are families that have rights. These are families that are being misrepresented by the state. And in this case, there was a ceded land case, or the so-called ceded land. The case between Office of Hawaiian Affairs and the state of Hawaii. So what had happened was basically that if this probate, under this probate, that if Albert and the family are who they think they are and are who they say they are, which they are by genealogy, they could actually intervene into the ceded land case. Now, the ceded lands, we were told by the title abstractor of the state that there actually is no such thing as ceded lands in Hawaii. There is no legal definition for ceded lands. And we have a document from the county saying no, the lands were never the property of the United States. They were only held in trust. So we went ahead, entered this document, and it ended up being hand-carried into the Supreme Court by the Supreme Court police using the Probate of Naukana. They were not able to say, no, Albert, you're not royalty. You're not who you say you are. They never could contest who he was. So this case, we went in just looking at the airship alone. And that under this probate, the interesting thing about it was that it was in the land of Lunalilo. And all this time, everybody wondered, where did the interests of the kingdom go? And it was explained to us that when Miriam had her twin, the Mahoi twins, they were taken from her. Later, she marries Liho. She has Lunalilo. She's very guarding over him. She ends up claiming all the lands of Kamehameha's property. She gives it to Lunalilo. Lunalilo didn't have children to pass this to, so he gave it to his father. And so the father basically put a stay. You could not sell, Lunalilo could not sell the lands. All these things would happen to secure them. So in the end, where did the interest go? So now it turns out Honuapo is Lunalilo 8559B. So this probate of Naukana was basically hidden under the Land Commission Award of Ho'olapa. And so from all that I've been able to look at and research, and other people too, from every angle, the names, everything. This is the probate. It's a keystone property for the entire kingdom. And they have the right to be properly represented, not misrepresented by the state who is claiming all their assets and telling them that they don't exist. And in Department of Education, they say there are no more royal heirs. Well, we know, sitting right here, you do exist. And they're all royal heirs, even though maybe they don't want to come out in the public to say so, because there is a danger in that. But at the same time, I believe that God has a purpose, and God is going to protect the Hawaiians because God wants His kingdom to come back. And so this probate, one of the things that we went into it, basically about the misrepresentation and the heirs. But the one thing that the state of Hawaii got scolded for was causing permanent prejudice of the Hawaiian nationals from their national lands. And so in that respect, because there is a claim, there's been a claim made through the Probate of Naukana, and that these heirs do exist, and that actually, if the families do come together, there's a 2-year interim period that could happen where you could get your kingdom back in a 2-year period under international law. But you have to come together, you have to be ready to fill the vacancies. But at this point, that's all political. It's the spiritual side and the family side that everybody's got to come together. And that's what I really like about this probate, is it actually brings out the families together, and then to help them understand who they are. Now the circular, I'm not going to talk too much, but I just wanted to let you know about these. The circular rainbow prophecy. They said when the Hawaiians remember who they are, that their land will be returned. They said that the purifier, with the help of the star people, he will come. And that the language of the king will be heard, and the feathers will stand up like the hulu manu, and that 3 hammers of the law will come down, and the circular rainbow will start to spin. And these are American Indians telling me this over in Nashville back in 1985. So ever since 1985, I've always been watching for this circular rainbow prophecy, and every single thing they said, including Albert Hall, what they said, he came along. Willie Ku'umo'o came along. The Hulu Manu came along. Everything what the Indians said was coming true. So I said, you know, God is on your side, there's prophecies on your side, and you still live. And I'm an American citizen, and I will tell you this. I want to free Hawaii. And I believe as an American that Hawaii has every right to be free, to be its own nation. But it's up to the families to decide what they want to do. It's not up to as an American or Office of Hawaiian Affairs, County. Nobody can tell the families. They have to decide what to do themselves, what they want. But I'm saying, no ifs, ands, or buts. You can, because the law's on your side, and you have the Probate of Naukana, which actually proves who you are, your connection and your kuleana, and the hidden interests of the kingdom and the keystone property to your nation. Aloha.
Tinongena kuin furasia asawains. Furasia pusorabel aruli pono and alo and marama tahaina. In respect, because our culture, number one, number two, the Aina, then the Kanaka. Okay? Yeah, I just let you see about Manao. Why we gotta be the Hawaiians we are in Hawaii. You know, can be American. I can be part of American. If you accept me to be the Hawaiian I am. Okay? Are you American in here? And all of you local brothers and sisters. Okay? You look at the laws of nations. You guys get them all straight because this is what makes us strong as Hawaiians. God's sons will always be with us. They're the elements of our core. And we gotta know how to tap that source. The elements. Okay? This one will pull our culture so the whole world can know what we play in this world body system of humanity. Because if you only understand what I can see and understand, you will be convinced this is the house of Wailoa. That's why the star is right above Hawaii. And if you do a little deeper research, we go deeper in it. We go back to the continent of moon. Okay? At one time, it was a big land base. Okay? You listen good. When everything went deeper, broke up in the big earthquake and tidal wave and all that, then we see the mountain of the continent of moon is Hawaii. Okay? Get that straight because this is where we get the typical car, go all the way to the core, and we get the highest mountain from the bottom to the top. Okay? You guys all gotta know where we are. If you can understand this, what I say, we will all pull the world together and fix America too. Not only us gotta be fixed, the whole world gotta be fixed. And this is the heart in the world body system of humanity. So we gotta fix it. Then the rest will fall in place. Because if you understand, that mountain up there is the temple of Kali and his 3 sons that connect us to the 4 pillars of the world. The north, the south, and the east. Okay. Now you guys know the 3 sons, they control the globe. Okay. And we are connected. The sons like America, cool, Lord of Japan, and Asian continent. America represents the real Europe, the West, physical war. That's what cool represents. Okay? Lord represents the intellectual part. Like, yes, Lord is in the east. Yeah, the ancient continent, Buddha, Christ, intellectual teaching, discipline, all come together. The living spirit over the land and water come from here. And these 3, that's what makes life flowing on. One without the other, you ain't together. Get that straight. It goes with us. Okay? This unity and take consideration for the Hawaiian. I see it. Aloha.
Okay, everyone. We were not sure how many people Akua saw fit to show up today. Not bad turnout, but of course it is not the quantity of people that are in any situation that really matters. It's the quality of your thoughts, your spirit, your sense of judgment and reasoning, and your courage and your aloha. I'm confident that Akua is in the middle of all of our lives right now, especially. And so, if you find it in your heart to bring your kuleana, your wisdom, your experience for all that Akua wishes for us and our families, I really believe in my heart that we're in a great place, a central place that is not under the illusion that we're going to find remedy by petitioning or protesting only the United States government and their employees. We really have to begin to apply ourselves as we are tonight outside of the boxes that have been prescribed for us and we've been taught. So right now, for those of you who are new to this, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Uncle Albert and the families. And yes, it's true, duh, it's no big secret. But the elephant in the room is, yes, the families do exist. They're alive and well. The keki's running around all over us. And the proof is there. Everyone knows that the royal families, the sacred vine, exists. The details of ownership, and ownership from a Western conception of fee simple land or land commission awards, those kinds of details is oftentimes what people have found themselves arguing over. The key to Albert's message, given that it is obvious and true that he is, as well as the other families are who they are, is that everyone needs to remember that it is Akua that owns the land, that created the land, that is our God, our Father, and that we have to malama aina together in our own sacred kuleana. So don't be discouraged or fearful that we don't have big numbers today, because it's not big numbers that's going to heal this situation and bring God's kingdom back to Hawaii. It's your prayers and your action and your love and your courage. Everything and everybody that needs to come together between today and tomorrow, please stay connected. Because some of the folks from the GMO-free Hawaii and the geothermal movements, these are very important political and social and community movements that the leadership of these groups, some of them are here. And we're all friends. And as the tyranny of the United States and the New World Order continues to amplify, we are drawn closer and closer together. So this is our opportunity. Please continue to pursue the truth. It does matter, and we do have remedy. And the remedy is the truth will set us free. And the truth is the heirs exist and are here and are one family, undivided interest, with tremendous wisdom and experience to make this right for everybody. So you've got to participate though. You got to stand up. Don't just expect someone else to take care of this business for you. It's your kuleana to do your kuleana. I think Lakea has a presentation also this evening, a video. Okay, yeah. This is Lakea, and he has been at the Kanaka Garden for months with us, and he has documented and observed some of the adventures and challenges we have had. So he would like to just share a little bit. I think he has a video to present regarding Kanaka Garden.
Thank you. Aloha. Aloha kako. Aloha mai. My name is Lakea. Been down, kind of mingling with these folks for the past, 8 or 9 months now. kind of to echo what Uncle Guys was talking about is, you know, our kuleana. Yeah, there's so many problems right now in our community. So many problems on our aina, all over the world. Social problems, yeah, amongst each other, violence, poverty, you know, mental health, all kinds of problems just socially. And then we have political problems, yeah, jurisdiction, you know, political autonomy for Hawaiians. We know that still. 120 years, we still know more political autonomy. But it doesn't stop there, yeah. It's environmental problems too. And, you know, what's happening to our aina as far as what's contaminating our aina, what's contaminating our water, our mountain, our streams, our beaches, our food sources, our resources, yeah? And nobody answer any questions. When you get questions to ask about the problems going on over here, nobody get nothing for say, yeah? And I think that's really what the Kanaka Garden was kind of the beacon for, or kind of like the head for a lot of things. It was, you know, you couldn't deny what was happening over there, but it was kind of a beacon for all these other problems, yeah? Right here, right behind us in this ocean right here, used to feed thousands of people. Yeah, we don't even know what kind of chemicals, what kind of, you know, contamination is right here. And nobody wants to answer any of those questions either, you know what I mean? So, but the Kanaka Garden really was a place where, you know, regardless of the problems, we could all come together, put our hands in the aina, put our feet in the aina, and make some positive change, yeah? So going back to kuleana, right? What is our kuleana? We all got our different kuleanas. We all got our family kuleanas, you know, our work kuleanas, you know, our spiritual kuleanas, whatever it may be. We all have our kuleanas to fulfill and to acknowledge and to, you know, make a reality and make the changes. And it really starts with ourselves, yeah. It starts with ourselves. We gotta be that change first. We cannot change anything else. We cannot fix any other problems until we make the change within ourselves, yeah. And embrace our kuleana and move forward, yeah. Whatever it might be, planting kalo, fishing, lokoi'a, protesting, or, you know, just going to your job and feeding your kids, whatever it might be. We get kuleana, and we have to be the ones who takes that kuleana and makes that change, yeah. And the Kanaka Garden, that's what it was. It was a place where we could all come together, stick our hands in the ground, and make a legitimate change, yeah. We huli the earth. When you huli the earth, you huli something inside yourself too, and you start reconnecting not just to the aina but to the people around you, to the different you know, to the different organisms. The manu start flying through, the i'a come swimming by. You know what I mean? But anyway, I have a video that I'd like to share. I have so much footage, so much good stuff I wish I could share with you guys from the garden, from Uncle coming down, Uncle Albert, Uncle Chad, Uncle Abel, Uncle Gene, everybody. And one day I hope to share all of that with you guys, but for now I just got a quick video. And I guess my point that I tried to make is, before we free ourselves, we gotta feed ourselves. Yeah, before we can be that revolution and make that change and make that positive social change and take back what is ours, we gotta feed each other. We gotta have the resources for provide for each other first, yeah? So let's get in the ground, let's plant, let's start feeding each other, yeah? Just like Kamehameha, before he went to Maui, before he went to Oahu, he told all his warriors, yeah? Go plant kalo, go plant uala, because we about to start the revolution. We gotta feed all these Kanakas. So that's kind of my message. Yeah, we gotta feed ourselves before we free ourselves. And I got a little video right now. You might have seen some of this stuff already, but some music too. Everything that you see in here happened at the garden, and happened, even the music and some ceremony in there, some planting, some events, some behind the scenes. But I hope you enjoy it. Mahalo. Thank you guys.
But the Hawaiian people of Kanaka got to understand, you're registered owners to these lands in Hawaii. Because at 12 years old, he said, all right, Kauikeaoli, offer my kingdom to Akua. And if you look at every Hawaiian name, it's related to God, just like our land, our language, everything was based on Akua. Thank you and bless you. I know I talk too much. Yeah.
something now. The people are saying that they want to come and see a garden behind it for the people. Why not? Because they all come here and use the park, whether they play soccer, baseball, or volleyball, or what you call it, like frisbee, or football, baseball. They all come here to enjoy. So I don't see anything wrong with this. We appreciate this, but we will feed the people. When the people get the communication, they get all the food here to take care of all the people. When they get carnivals, when they get fairs, when they get things, the people can come here to the garden and go out and raise money for whatever we want.
My prayers, I'm praying to all the descendants of Kalakaua, all the descendants of Keawenui A'inui, and all the children of our poor of God, which I believe includes everyone standing there. In the beginning of my culture, the relationship between Haloa Makali'i, also known as Kauikeaoli constellation. You look at that name, Kauikeaoli, it's talking about my little blue balls of heaven. And when you look into the Kauikeaoli constellation, the little blue ball is a star known as Kani that sits directly above Makali'i. The torches is a symbolism of my family's blood genealogy connecting to God and Zulu. Kanaka used it back in 1874 on this very day, April 4th, to show his genealogy to the Queen Emma side, where they had this conflict of who was going to be king. Me, I don't worry about kingdoms, all that kind of stuff. I believe only one kingdom. I believe in God. And I only believe in one king. It's God himself. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for participating. I told Gene I'm not concerned whether you can come to God or whatever. My main concern is the message of truth gets out, you know what I mean? And I believe by informing people, they can make better decisions. My family's names are hidden in stars in every chant that they do at that landmark. The whole purpose of Kanaka telling them to protect and preserve the culture and customs and hula was because it contains the identity of my family and protects our origin. So, with that all said, what I wanted to do was say the Lord's Prayer. And when I say it, I don't say it just for us. I pray for them and I pray for all, because I look at all of us as creations of God. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, and deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Come with the little one.
Wait, time first. What time? Like
So let's bring the torches together.
Okay, thank you, that's it. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of what happened down at the garden and, you know, some of the inspiring stuff, mostly. So let's continue, let's keep planting. They never hear that though. Mahalo.
Aloha Mai. My name's Evo. And this is the blessing. This is somebody's baby. And his name is, what's your name? His name is Dexter. Dexter Cornell Kamakani Shimamoto. From now, grandparents are coffee growers. Anyway, the mom is at work and the dad is at home. The dad was going to come pick up the baby and found out that we had the baby and we was in Hilo. And glad to see the people here. And all the things that you guys seen in here, yes. These are what they're for. These are the future. Iki Wakaina. Children of the land. Umauki Wakaina Ikupono. Malama. To take care. The land. That is our kuleana. Our responsibility to malama the land. Plant food so we can feed the people. Some of the history that you heard over here, Kamehameha, we built 8,000 canoes over here. And what you think, how you think these people was fed? All from in here. The Kalo, the Maya, the Ulu, the Uala. All the food that can feed the people came from this land. Came from right here. This is the bread basket. Kamehameha even when planted over here. You go look, there's a thing about Kamehameha. He will go plant 400 coconut trees on the island of Molokai. Okay? And all our praise and thanks goes to him and all the other Wahana that we are here, including our queen. You guys know the history? I'm one of them, like I say, I am the evidence and not the crime here. Go back home and plant food. First of all, try get your family together. Your ohana, kuka. Because we need everybody. The land is precious. Without the land, no more us. We are the people of this island, of this Moku, of this beautiful place called Hawaii, the breath of life. So, all I can say, thank you for giving me the time, and I have some things later on I can go share and let somebody else come. And I got one red book. I call it the red book. Because inside I get my whole history about the things that I came home and living on the land and about my family. So I think I'm going to take a break. Aloha huiho malama pono kukino. Aloha ai aloha kako. Aloha.